This episode brought to you by Subsoap. This month only, purchase the Infinity Bundle. Pay once, get new games forever. Visit infinitybundle.com.
Hi, I'm Toppled God. Welcome to the Infidel, the news for the damned, from the damned. What if? What if Christianity was under the threat of becoming illegal? How would believers behave if that became the case? Jeremy Myers, author of the upcoming book Close Your Church for Good, posted an interesting article last Friday addressing these very questions. He stated that all those who follow Jesus Christ live lives of joy, love, peace, patience, kindness and faithfulness, and that no law could simply ban them from doing that. Setting aside the counter-arguments for this particular line of reasoning, Myers went on to say that not only do Christians depend on governments enforcing zoning laws, tax exemptions and tax-exempt charitable donations in order to survive, but that they are entitled to such policies. More interestingly, Myers went on to make speculations about a hypothetical and paranoid scenario where Christianity is banned. While the premise of the article is far-fetched, not to say impossible, it does provide a somewhat interesting insight into how a large number of Christians view themselves and their place in society. Egypt caves in to terrorist demands quietly. The Egyptian government has quietly conceded to terrorist demands and released 5 prisoners to gun-wielding radicals. In a move that would have been considered inconceivable a year ago, officials met the demands of 50 young men armed with AK-47s who blocked the entrance to a small remote military base used by multinational observers who are becoming increasingly concerned over the escalating violence. The siege lasted 8 days and ended when authorities freed the 5 men charged with the death of 125 people in terror attacks on beach resorts that took place in 2004 and 2005. Since the ousting of Hosni Mubarak, the lack of any real government authority has left a void along Egypt's Sinai Peninsula. Furthermore, many areas outside of Cairo that were abandoned by police in January 2011 are now being infiltrated by militant Islamists. Empty police stations are becoming courts where clerics practice their own interpretation of Sharia law independently from the state. There is no system in place to prevent them from doing so. Hardline radicals using terror, fear and religious intolerance are found more frequently, but their attitude is considered shocking by many in the Muslim world. For example, a banner displayed over one building reads, "Decisions are for Allah alone." Meanwhile, Egypt remains under emergency law, and the government struggles to control the ever-increasing religious violence across the country. Parliament member Abu Hassan said that this is a phenomenon we must confront and that we shouldn't turn a blind eye to it. Nigerian forces raid an Islamic bomb factory. Nigerian military forces have recently conducted a raid on a bomb-making hideout south of the capital city of Abuja. This raid comes on the heels of earlier violence attributed to the Boko Haram Islamic sect that has previously made the news on the Infidel. Regular viewers will probably recall this sect as we remind you that its name translates to Western education is sacrilege, and that its members have set fire to numerous schools since the beginning of the year. Boko Haram has increased its use of violence and terror in attempts to intimidate the Nigerian government into adopting Sharia law throughout the country. Following further attacks on Easter Sunday, which caused the death of over 46 people, the Nigerian Army Chief of Staff has all but declared war on Boko Haram. Officials had already made multiple attempts to negotiate peace with a sect that rejects all efforts at peacemaking. Boko Haram claims to be fighting for a separate nation under Sharia law, and its leaders do not recognize Nigeria's established constitution, as well as reject the recent presidential election results. Statements made by US Assistant Secretary of State Johnny Carson indicate that Boko Haram relies on the extreme poverty in the northern parts of the country to intimidate its inhabitants. While offering no real solutions, he also said of the situation, Boko Haram capitalizes on popular frustrations with the nation's leaders. In response to the ever-increasing violence, the Nigerian government has increased the army's resources. That's all the news for today. Come back to us on Wednesday for more news for the damned.